welcome people to our biography show. This is a really, really special day for us. We've been working hard on biographies for the past month and a half. Children checked out books and read their biographies. After having read the biographies, they selected important information, which was very difficult to find out what really is important about somebody's life story. And they had to select a story of a person that made a positive difference in our world, in our society, in our community. Somebody that added to our world in a positive way. So after this information was collected, essays and reports were written. And once these reports were written and the information was chosen, they turned these reports into the first person, into a narrative, into the first person. Fourth graders, what is it? What is the first person? The you and he becomes I becomes I. So these became speeches. So they became that character. Once they had their speeches written, they started memorizing them, and that's when you came in. Thank you very much. They memorized their speeches. Muito obrigada. And we started practicing in class and learning how to speak with body language. That was a challenge, and still is a challenge for everybody, but it's very good to do a little public speaking and know how to talk in front of people. And so today you are going to meet 21 time travelers. Important figures from the present and from the past who are coming to visit us today, starting those way in the past. And you are going to listen to what they have to say, and you're going to have to guess, because they're going to give you clues. You're going to have to guess which one of these they are. Okay? These are not. Okay? Now let me, there's something here. I put some names there that we're not doing. Okay? Just to confuse you a little bit. So as you hear those speeches, you want to discover who they are. And then they'll say, who do you think I am? And then you're going to guess, okay? And so that's the way it goes. And please wait until the end of the speech to honor them with your clapping. And you know what? I have a feeling I hear some machinery. Some machinery. And I see lights flashing. The time machine is working. It's functioning. I think someone's trying to come out. Let's welcome Jacob Park.
Good afternoon, family and friends. I was born on March 4th, 1394. I was the third son of John I, the King of Portugal and Philippa. I have two older brothers. They were all involved in navigation and exploration. I had a special interest in mathematics. In 1418, I created my own navigation school. I thought that only Africa, the south of Portugal, and India. My school sent 14 expeditions into the Sea of Darkness. No one knew the size and shape of Africa. I prepared carefully for the journey, and finally, in 1420, my ships found Madeira, a group of islands next to Portugal. And finally, in 1434, we found Cape Bojador, which is West Sahara nowadays. I sailed the west coast of Africa in search of different sea routes to the Indies in 1435. I made it possible for others to discover new lands and not fear the sea. Allowed many great explorers, such as Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama, to make their voyages. I also taught people about ocean, expanding the ocean's frontiers, which led to the discovery of the Americas. I made it possible for sailors to find their way at sea. By 1460, I had run out of money and couldn't continue my expeditions. I died that year in Sagres, Portugal. People were sad when I died because I couldn't continue exploring new lands anymore. Can you guess who I am? Yes. Lucia Molinari.
Hello, everybody. It sure is different being in the 21st century in Brazil today. I was born on April 15, 1452. I lived in my dad's farm during my childhood. There, everything I saw, I drew. My dad noticed my artistic talent, and when I was only 14, he brought me to Verrocchio's workshop in Florence. Verrocchio was a very famous artist at the time. I learned a lot from him and eventually surpassed him. Once we were working on a painting for a church, and Verrocchio was so impressed of an angel I painted that he grew ashamed of his own talent and decided to never touch a paintbrush again. I spent many years of my adult life in Milan working for the Duke Ludovico Sforza, where I painted a lot and also made sculptures. Once I was working on a giant statue of a horse that was taking years to complete, and when it was almost ready, France attacked Milan and the French destroyed the horse to pieces. My interests led me to develop other talents apart from art. I was an inventor, an engineer, a musician, a mathematician, an anatomist, and a scientist. I made many sketches and wrote a lot in my journals about different scientific topics. I designed the first airplanes, helicopters, submarines, and even the bicycle. I also made many sketches of the human body and invented a musical instrument called the viola organista. Probably my greatest artistic achievement is considered the most famous painting in the world, and it stays at the Louvre Museum in France. In 1516, I moved to France, and the King of France gave me a lovely brick house, and he always came to visit me. In 1519, I passed away. I was 67 years old. Can you guess who I am? You? Yes. Our next time traveler is a person who made our lives better in many ways. Danny Chang!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I was born on January 17, 1706 in Boston, Massachusetts. I had 16 brothers and sisters. My father was a candle maker and I helped him to make candles and soap. I stopped going to school when I was 10. When I was 12, I started working as an apprentice for my brother who was a printer. I worked 12 hours a day in the printing shop, but I still found time to read a lot. I taught myself foreign languages, grammar, math, and science. When I was 17, I ran away to Philadelphia and started my own printing business. I created and polished the Pennsylvania Gazette for many years. I was famous for the Poor Richard's Almanac, which made me a very rich man. Some of my quotes are, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And a penny saved is a penny earned. I followed these rules all in my life and accomplished many, many things. One day, during a thunderstorm with my son, I proved that the lightning is the same as electricity using a kite, a string, and a metal key. I invented the lightning rod to put in people's homes and be free from electricity. A few other things that I invented are the bifocal glasses, the lending library, and a Franklin, a special stove that keeps your home warm. I made a difference with these inventions because it made people's life easier and better. Later on in life, I let my slave go free and fought against the slavery. You see, I did lots of things. I died in 1790 in Philadelphia. Can you guess who I am?
Benjamin Franklin.
Yes. Time traveler is a talented lady who creates something beautiful for our nation. competition. Anak at tinitigil mo rin. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was born on January 1st, 1752. I had 16 brothers and sisters. Some of them died very young. My family were Quakers. Quakers are very strict religion. I went to public school when I was young. I stopped public school when I was 12. I stopped public school when I was 12 and started sewing. I started working at John Webster's shop to improve my sewing skills. There I got married to John Ross. He was not a Quaker, so we had to run away. We started a mount shop. 2 years later, John Ross died, and I decided to help the American soldiers. George Washington asked me to do the first American flag. It had 13 red and white stripes and 13 stars in the corner of the flag. Now and then, it has 50 red and white stripes and 50 stars in the corner of the flag. I was important because with the flag, Americans have sense of closeness and pride. I died in 1736. Can you guess who am I?
That's yours?
Yeah. Ladies and jelly beans, reptiles and crocodiles, I stand before you and sit behind you to tell you something that I know nothing about.
There will be a meeting tomorrow night, right after breakfast, to decide which color to whitewash the church.
There's no admission. Let's pay at the door. There will be plenty of seats, so sit on the floor.
Now, please welcome Alexander Kunikovsky. Salutations! How are you today? I was born in 1770, born Germany, an unhappy home. I started studying the piano and violin when I was 4. My father's singer was my first teacher. He was not a good teacher. He beat me and locked me in the basement to make me practice. When I made a mistake, he punished me. I attended primary school till the age of 10. When I was 10, I started taking special piano lessons. My new teacher was very patient with me, and I started doing very well. When I was 12, I composed my first orchestra. When I was 12, I also started earning money for family lifetime. When I needed an orchestra, I'd use big orchestra. When I was growing up,
I wrote the
kind of music I wanted to write, classical music. I began to play at parties and compose around Europe. I use different instruments to make different animal sounds. For example, birds in the forest. I wrote many symphonies. Sometimes it would take me years to only write one of them. I'm known as one of the classical music giants. In 1826, I got a cold which became pneumonia. I died. The world lost a great composer, but my music still remains until today. Can you guess who am I? Yes. Our next time traveler is a fearless lady with strong They could not go to college or even vote. I felt that women should have the same rights as men. So I decided to be a fighter for women's rights. So I decided to make speeches about this. Hundreds of people here came to speak. I said the laws need to be changed because women's and men's rights need to be balanced. And I said women should have their own choices and their own work. I worked for 37 years for new laws to be passed, giving women more rights. I died on March 13, 1906. 14 years after my death, women earn the right to vote, thanks to me. Who am I?
Rosa Parks.
Please welcome a very studious woman who went after her passion and made a difference in our world, Amanda Andrade. Hello, families and friends. So nice to be here. I was born on February 3rd, 1821 in England. My nickname was Bessie. I had 4 brothers and 4 sisters. Father believed that each child had a chance to work on his or her talents. In school, girls and boys were separated and worked in different projects. So Father decided that we would be homeschooled. When I was 11, I moved to New York with my family. I very much wanted to be a doctor, but in those days, women didn't do that. I tried to get into 29 different universities. One let me in, the Geneva Medical College in New York. First, they didn't believe in me, but saw how hard I worked. Soon, I was the best in the class. Hooray! Finally, I graduated first in my class in 1849. I also worked and became the very first woman doctor in the year. I worked in clinics in London and Paris for 2 years. Because of a sickness, I got blind in one eye and could no longer be a surgeon, but kept trying to help people. In 1857, I opened my own hospital with my sister Emily. During the American Civil War, I trained lots of women to be nurses. And because of me, women started becoming doctors. I died of a stroke in 1910. I was 89 years old. Can you guess who I am?
Elizabeth Love.
She had courage. She knew what she wanted. Let's please welcome the very inspiring Josephina Sanchez. Welcome, good people. I was born December 25th, 1821. I grew in the town of North Oxford, Massachusetts. I was the youngest of 5 children. My family called me Tori, even baby, at first. Then they called me my real name. I had 2 older sisters and 2 older brothers. They taught me how to read and write while I was still young, and I did very well in school. Growing up in a farm, I learned to work hard. I had many chores, from milking the cows early in the morning to chopping the wood and taking care of sick animals. I liked to ride horses as well. I was extremely shy. The only time I felt needed and important was when my 11-year-old brother fell from the barn and hurt his head. Doctor said he would probably die, but I took care of him until he got better. It was during this time I discovered I enjoyed taking care of others. When I was older, I worked as a teacher in Massachusetts, but I soon moved to Washington, D.C. because I wanted to find a new career. So I volunteered to be a nurse because I wanted to find a new cause I could help with. I volunteered to be a nurse at a hospital used for wounded war soldiers. food. I also founded the American Red Cross. I inspired and taught many people. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or it doesn't matter if you're north or south. It is always better to hear the most people possible. I died on April 12, 1912, in Glen Echo, Maryland. I was buried in my home place, North Oxford, Massachusetts. Can you guess who I am?
Very important.
Yes.
Amanda, take the pencils off. Take
There's no one mean as mean Maxine. She smells like old cigar. Her brain is smaller than a bean. I wish she'd move to Mars. Someday I'll list things that I hate, and that's where I'll list her. I'd like to pack her in a crate. Too bad Maxine's my sister. Next visitor, we live healthier, longer lives.
In a minute. Leave the posters. Sit over there.
Pirate Captain Jim. What the plank, says Captain Jim.
But Captain Jim, I cannot swim.
Then you must steer us through the gale.
But Captain Jim, I cannot sail.
Then down in the galley slaves you go.
But Captain Jim, I cannot row.
Then you must be the pirate's clerk.
Captain Jim, I cannot work.
Then a pirate's captain you must be.
Thank you, Jim. Next visitor, we live healthier and longer lives. Come out, Leonardo Hasha. Good afternoon, all you science lovers. I was born in Dole, France on December 22nd, 1822. During that time, my family was poor. When I was 6, there was an outbreak of rabies in my town, and I wanted to know what caused the disease. As a child, I was an avid student who enjoyed art and singing. However, when I was exposed to science as a teenager, I knew what it was. In 1838, I went to college to be a science teacher. I had degrees in mathematics, physics, and chemistry. I then became a chemistry professor at the University of Strasbourg. While at the university, I fell in love with the daughter of the university's rector, Mahi Bohab. Mahi and I married in 1849. We had 5 children. However, 3 of them died young from typhoid. It was the deaths of my children that made me want to investigate infectious diseases and find a cure. During my time, people believed that microbes such as bacteria appeared out of nowhere, just by chance. I ran experiments to see if this was true. Through my experiments, I proved that germs such as bacteria were living things that came from other living things. They didn't just spontaneously appear. This was a major discovery in the study of biology, and I became known as father of the germ theory. I developed pasteurization, which keeps microbes from food and vaccines. My first vaccine was given to a 9-year-old boy with rabies in 1885. Today, I'm known as one of the most important scientists in history. My discoveries led for an understanding of diseases and microbes. I died in 1895 and I was buried in Paris, France. Who am I?
Go, Leo.
You back there. Oui, special. Please meet someone who made it easier to us to communicate. Noah Mesquita!
Hello from the past. I was born in Scotland on 3rd, 1847. I had two brothers. I was smart but not a good student. I was curious about many things. I loved to build things. I worked making a telegraph that sent simple sounds over a wire to help deaf people hear better. I invented the first telephone that sends voices over the wire. Many people thought that was a trick. Then I showed how it worked. The first cities that had my phone were Chicago and New York. After this, I came back teaching deaf children to speak better. I also started the National Geographic Society. My greatest accomplishment was the first telephone. This invention helped millions of people to communicate. I died in 1922. I was 75 years old. Can you guess who I am? Now I want to invite Julia Coel.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to be out here and outside of that time machine. I was born on June 27, 1880 in Tuscumbia, Alabama. We lived on a farm with horses, dogs, and chickens. I was a very happy baby. I got sick with a very high fever when I was almost 2 years old. The illness left me blind and deaf. I became very lonely and lived in a dark world. I became difficult, hitting and kicking others because I did not know how to communicate with the world. My parents hired a teacher for me when I was 7 years old, named Annie, and she came to live with us. It was not an easy relationship because I did not know how to communicate, because I did not understand what she wanted. She tried teaching me sign language, but I thought tickling in my hand was a game. One day, she took me down to the water pump and spelled W-A-T-E-R into my hand while I felt the water. Suddenly, I understood. All of those symbols in my hands meant letters, and all those letters put together meant words. I was so happy. In weeks, I learned hundreds of words. I finally learned sign language. I could finally communicate and be understood. Annie became my companion throughout the years. I went to a school for deaf people called Perkins Institute in Boston. Later on, I went to Radcliffe College. Annie came with me to help. Later on, I made many speeches and wrote books about my experiences as blind and deaf. Annie stayed with me for 50 years. When Annie died, Polly, my new secretary, became my eyes and ears. We traveled to Japan and other countries together. As I grew older, I wanted to help people like myself. I wanted to encourage them. I joined the American Foundation for the Blind and traveled the country giving speeches and raising money for the foundation. Later, during World War II, I visited the soldiers in the hospitals, encouraging them not to give up. I did amazing things in my life, even being blind and deaf, and became famous for my accomplishments. I died in my home in Connecticut, 1968. I was 88 years old. Can you guess who I am?
Helen Keller.
Now you will meet a woman who cares for nature and wildlife. Maria Clara Corona! Good afternoon, families and friends. I was born on March 27, 1907 in Springfield, Pennsylvania. I had an older brother and sister. I grew up on a farm where I learned about nature and animals. My mom was a school teacher, so I learned a lot of stories. This made me love to read and write stories. My first story was published when I was 11 years old. I went to college in Pennsylvania and studied biology. In 1932, I graduated from Johns Hopkins University with a master in zoology. I continued to write about nature and was very interested in ocean and ocean life. After university, I worked for the USA government. I researched and found out that plants and animals were dying because of pesticides, a poison many used to grow. In 1932, I published a book called Silent Spring. It took 4 years to write. I hoped it would teach people how to take care of nature, and it did. Oh, good! I made a difference by showing everyone that if you pollute nature by using chemical products, you destroy the environment. It made many people angry, especially people who made pesticides. I was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1980. I had breast cancer while riding Silent Spring, but died with a heart attack 2 years after I published my book. I was 57 years old. Can you guess who I am?
Rachel Carson? Rachel Carson.
Spaghetti, spaghetti. Spaghetti, spaghetti. You're wonderful stuff. I love you, spaghetti. I just can't get enough. You're covered with sauce and you're sprinkled with cheese. Spaghetti, spaghetti. Oh, give me some, please. Spaghetti, spaghetti. Hug high and around. You wiggle, you wiggle, you swing around. I slurpy spaghetti all over my plate. Spaghetti, spaghetti. I think you are great. Spaghetti, spaghetti. I love you a lot. You're slishy, you're sloshy. Delicious and hot. I gobble you down. I can't get enough. Spaghetti, spaghetti. You're wonderful stuff. One bright day in the middle of the night, two dead boys got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords and shot each other. A deaf policeman heard the noise, and he came and shot those two dead boys. If you don't believe this lie is true, ask that blind man, he saw it too. Please welcome a very talented lady who loved colors, Olivia de la Rosa.
Hola, buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? I was born in Biography, Mexico in 1907. At age 6, I got a bad disease called polio, which left me with a bad leg. I had a limp and colleagues called me peg leg.
Peg leg.
My dream was to become a doctor. When I was 18, I got into a bad bus accident and had to stay in bed. That's when I started painting. My dad gave me paint and brushes so I had something to do. There was a mirror above my bed, so I made many self-portraits. I also made paintings of friends that came to visit me and still lives.
A guy?
I got married to Diego Rivera in 1929 and started living in La Casa Azul. Because of my accident, I was unable to have children. I was often ill and went back to painting. Later on, I separated from my husband and became a teacher and taught politics and art. I had my first show in San Francisco in 1931. It was my first public showing, and there you could see my paintings, Frida and Diego Rivera. My painting showed a lot of the Mexican culture. I used a lot of colors, and they also showed all the physical pain I felt in my life.
They also showed
I
my paintings became famous.
My paintings became famous all around the world. I inspired many people to be creative, even if they're sick or hurt. In the last years of my life, I became more ill and needed nurses and doctors. I also became more interested in politics. I died in Cuyoacan, Mexico, when I was 47 years old. Can you guess who I am? Yes. Our next time traveler got in trouble for doing what she believed in. Gabriela Quiroga.
Greetings, my friends, especially you women out there. I was born February 4th, 1913, in Tuskegee, Alabama. My mother was a teacher and my father was a carpenter. I had one brother. I grew up in a place called Pine Level, Alabama. We lived in my grandpa's farm. I always liked being I liked going fishing with my grandpa and my grandma. I always liked being there. My mother wanted me to get a high school education, but this wasn't easy for an African American girl living in the 1920s, living in Alabama until the 1920s. After finishing up elementary school, I attended the Montgomery Industrial School for Girls. Then I attended the Alabama State Teachers College in order to try and get my high school diploma. Unfortunately, I had to stop when my mother became very ill. I left school to take care of my mother. Later on, I met Raymond Price, a successful barber. We married in 1932. Then I finally went back and earned my high school diploma. There was segregation in those days in Alabama. Black people and white people were always separated and treated differently. There were different schools, different churches, different stores, different elevators, and even different drinking fountains.
Oh no!
I never liked it. I thought it was unfair how whites and blacks were treated unequally. One day in 1955, I got on a city bus and sat on my seat. Then a white man came. All the seats were filled. So the driver told me to give that man my seat. I refused, so the police was called and I was arrested. That incident made all black people boycott the city buses. They refused to ride the buses. The boycott continued for 381 days. Finally, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation laws in Alabama were unfair and they had to be changed. I continued going to civil rights meetings in order that African Americans, that's how we call them today, would have the same rights. I became a symbol to many of these African Americans. I am still a symbol of freedom and equality to many people today. I died in 2005 in Detroit, Michigan. Can you guess who I am? Sophia. Our next time traveler pursued his dream
seen it January 31st. My father abandoned me when I was born. My mother, my four siblings, and I moved to Pasadena, California when I was a baby. I called my new home the Castle. I played baseball after school with my older brother, Matt. I joined a street gang called the Pepper Street Gang. I worked as a teacher at my local Sunday school. I got paid and gave it to my mother. In college, I had CA athletics, including American football, baseball, and basketball. I broke many college records, including the highest bar jump. In college, I met my future wife, Rachel. I went to the Army, but I dropped out because the other soldiers and lieutenants acted with racism against me, and I ended up court-martialed. After, I became a basketball coach and worked at Pearl Harbor. I left Pearl Harbor before it was bombed. I became a player at the Negro League, a baseball league for African American baseball players. Then a man named Branch Rickey made a deal with me so I could go to major leagues, the highest league in American baseball. This was when I married Rachel. I made a change in the world by showing that it doesn't matter what color skin you have. It matters how good you are and how hard you try. I died on October 24th, 1972. I died of a heart attack during a speech. I'll always be remembered. Without me, there wouldn't be a lot of African American athletes today. Now introducing...
Who is he?
Oh, who am I?
Stephen Hawking?
Now introducing a man who wasn't afraid to use his talent for something new. Lucas Silverberg!
I finally made it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was born on the 6th, 1928, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. When I was 8 years old, I caught a liver disease that caused my liver to sometimes spasm uncontrollably. My mother and brother and artist time to draw. I was a quiet and shy child, but loved to draw, photography, and movies. I liked to draw commentating things. When I was 14, my father died from a disease. He considered me the greatest of his children and seemed waiting for me to go to college. After graduating from high school, I went to Kennedy Mellon University to study art. After college, for the next 10 years, I did quite well working as an artist. However, I wanted to do more with my work. I wanted to do something new and different. In 1961, I came up with videos and commercial work in my art, with early examples of this year's own canvas sequence. In one painting, I used two children poses, repeated over and over. This was very successful. I became a very famous artist from Trinity. I also like to paint famous movie stars, like Mary Monroe. Lots of my paintings are now in museums. I made a difference in the world. Despite having made a lot of money from my art, I was able to bring art to the masses. My work was cheap enough that everyone could afford it. I died February 2nd, 1981 in the morning of a heart attack. I was 58 years old. Who am I? I brought my grandma's teeth to school to share for show and tell. Billy brought his knee
shrimp smell.
Kevin brought his violin and showed he couldn't play.
Caddy brought her snake. Too bad it got away.
Our class liked show and tell a lot, so we were sad to hear.
Our teacher said the show was canceled till next year.
I'm staying home.
I'm staying home from school today. I'd rather be in that bed, pretending I have pain that's pounding in my head.
I'll say have a stomachache. I'll claim I've got the flu. I'll shiver like I'm cold and I'll hold my breath until I'm blue. I'll think I'm cough. I'll think I'm
Achoo!
I'll say my throat is sore. If necessary, can do a protection on the floor.
I'm sure I'll get away with it.
Of that there's no doubt. But even so, I really hope
My students don't find out.
our next teacher will certainly travel farther than us. Let's welcome Mateo Andrés Marín!
Hello, wonderful audience. I was born in 1930 in Wapakoneta, Ohio. My love for wine started at a young age at 6 when my father took me to an air show. On my 16th birthday, no, when I was 14, I took flying lessons. On my 16th birthday, I got my pilot license. Before I got my driver's license. After that, I got my U.S. Navy scholarship. In 1947, I entered Purdue University with the U.S. Navy scholarship. I studied aerospace engineering. 2 years later, I was sent to the Korean War to fight for the South Korean side. After that, I was transferred to test the B-47. Then I decided to be an astronaut, and I applied to NASA. My first trip was aboard the Gemini 8. I was the command pilot of the ship. I piloted the first 2 successful docking of 2 vehicles in space. In 1968, I was offered to be the command of the Apollo 11.
Yes.
This was the first manned spaceship on the moon. This was an exciting time for the whole entire country. There was a race between Russia and the United States to put the first man on the moon. In 1969, I landed safely on the moon, and I said these famous words: one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Who am I?
You are shown.
One more scientist anxious to meet you. Please welcome Sadiq Kim.
Hello there, young and old. I was born on January 8, 1942 in London. I grew up in a highly educated family. I was an active and curious boy and loved taking toys apart. I didn't know how to read until age 8. My handwriting was really sloppy and messy. I thought chemistry class was super interesting and enjoyed the math and science in a school where I earned the name Einstein. In spite of this, I decided to specialize physics because I wanted to know how things work. I thought physics will provide the best understanding of the universe. At age 21, 1991, I got a disease called ALS, also called Garrett's disease. I was in a wheelchair by the time I was 21. The doctor said I could only live for 2 years, so I will work hard to earning my PhD before I die. That time I married Jane. That gave me a reason to live longer. In 1988, I published a book called Brief History in Time. It's about black hole and it became bestseller quickly. So I got more famous. In 1995, I remarried. This time to Elaine. I had 3 children. I got famous by understanding hard on black holes and space with my ALS disease, and published 3 more books. I also got many special prizes. I hope to go to space and train with NASA on their zero gravity aircraft. I'm still working on black hole, and in 2009 I met the American President Obama. I received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from him. Recently, a film was made about my life and has been seen all over the world. Can you guess my identity? Yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Our next visitor enchanted the world with her beauty and kindness. Let us meet Carolina Haleke.
Hi everyone, it's so wonderful to be here. I was born in 1961 in Norfolk, England. My family has lived in the same house for 500 years. I had 2 sisters and 1 brother. When I was only 7 years old, my parents divorced. This was very hard for me to accept. At school, I was interested in athletics, music, and art. I did not like math and science. When I was 9 years old, my father sent me to boarding school. And I was happy because I got over my dignity. At 18, I started working at the Young England Kindergarten. Did you know that when I was 19, I met Prince? And in 1996, and in 1984, we got married. We had 2 sons. I was part of many charities. Some of them are Children with Kenya, Carnival Children, National AIDS Trust, and People's Princess Charitable Foundation. In 1996, I divorced. I then traveled to Bosnia to meet victims from landmines and to Zimbabwe to feed the poor. I became famous because I married a prince and became a princess. But the real reason is that I helped so many people by going to hospitals, daycares, and by traveling all over the world to help different people. The world loved me for my thoughtfulness. In 1997, I traveled on vacation to Paris with my friend. There, we suffered a car accident. We did not survive the accident. The outside of the Kingston Palace, my home, was filled with an ocean of roses and notes from me. I'm still loved by the whole world. Who am I?
Lady Diana Sons.
There's a very intelligent man who wants to meet you. Let us welcome Victor Percher.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I was born August 4th, 1961 in Milan. I moved when I was 6. My family moved to Indonesia and we lived in Chicago for 4 years. But when I was As a child, I was nicknamed Berry. While living in Indonesia, I got to eat some interesting items including grasshoppers and snake meat.
Yummy, my tummy!
When I was 10 years old, I moved back to Hawaii to live with my grandparents. I went to Punahou School and graduated with honors in 1979. I was a very good student and an excellent basketball player. After working at Baskin Robbins, I no longer liked ice cream, but I graduated from the Columbia University in New York in 1983. I decided to become a lawyer, so I entered Harvard Law School and started practicing law. I married a lady lawyer and had 2 daughters. I decided to enter the world of politics, and I'm still in the world of politics. I was the first African American country leader of the United States. I made a difference by showing them you can be a country leader no matter what skin color you have. Can you guess who I am? Barack Obama? Yes. Time traveler. Sangeet. Our next time traveler is our last visitor, who's all alone in the time machine. Let's welcome Eduardo Vigigo!
Hello, basketball fans. I was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York. As a baby, me and my family moved to North Carolina. In North Carolina, my classmates called me home. In 3rd grade, I played baseball, American football, and basketball. My brother had lots of good basketball skills, so every day I trained hard with him. I joined the school basketball team when I was in 10th grade. When I was 9 years old, I was a rector. 124 centimeters. When I was 22 years old, I was almost 198 centimeters.
Nossa Senhora!
My first team was Chicago Bulls. When I was 30 years old, I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I wanted to play baseball. So I joined the Chicago White Sox for 2 years. I participated in a movie called Space Jam. When I was 32 years old, I went back to playing basketball with the Chicago Bulls again. I was famous because I was the best basketball player in the history of sports. I made a positive change by showing if you work hard on your goals, you will achieve it. Even though it was hard to end my career, no one had reached my level. I ended my career in the Washington Wizards 2002. I am still alive when I'm on. Ali.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah. The class is
How to torture your teacher. Only raise your hand when you want to sharpen your pencil or go to the bathroom. It'll be every 10 minutes.
Never raise your hand when you want to answer a question. Instead yell, ooh, ooh, ooh. When the teacher calls it, you say, I forgot what I was going to say. Lean your chair back. Take off your shoe and put your feet on your desk. Act surprised when your teacher puts your chair back on the floor.
Drop the eraser end of your pencil on your desk. See how high it bounced.
Drop your books on the floor. See how loud a noise you can make.
Hum, get all your friends to join in.
Hold your nose and say P-U. Make a face to send the air away from your face. Point at the kid in front of you. P-U!
On the last day of school, lead your classmates in chant.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. Then on your way out, tell your teacher, bet you're looking for summer vacation this year, but I was sure to miss you. You're the best teacher I ever had.
Today is very boring.
Today is very boring. It's a very boring day. There's nothing much to look at. There's nothing much to say.
There's a peacock on my sneaker. There's a penguin on my head. There's a Thomas on the doorstep. I'm going back to bed.
Today is very boring. It's fully through and through. There's absolutely nothing I think I want to do. There are giant swinging rings and then Rogo with the foot. There's a giant ball rings. I'm positively bored. Today is very boring. I can hardly help but yawn. There's a flying saucer landing in the middle of my lawn.
A volcano just erupted less than half a mile away. I think I felt an earthquake.
It's a very boring day.
Two pilots went up in an airplane. The airplane had a good motor.
That's good.
No, that was bad. The motor didn't work.
That's bad.
No, that was good. They had a parachute.
That's good.
No, that was bad. The parachute didn't open.
Oh, that's bad.
That was good. There was a haystack under them.
That's good.
No, that was bad. There was a pitchfork in the haystack.
That's bad.
No, that was good. They missed the pitchfork.
That's good.
No, that was bad. They missed the haystack.
The class, please.
It's time to say goodbye.
Our year has reached its end.
We've made more cherished memories.
And many more new friends.
We've learned and worked and grown.
And changed from day to day.
We hope that all the things we've done
Have helped in some small way.
each day we spent in school was special even when hard. From third grade we take memories
Forever in our hearts.
We'll still strive for excellence
And be the best that we can be.
make the most of our next chapter.
And bright future you will see.
So it's with happy memories
We march on out the door
With great hope and expectations for what next earth holds in store.
busy. We want to thank you so much for being here today. We want to thank you for all the support you've given us. Kids, come on. Thank you for all the support you've given us, for being there for us. And there's, I want to thank the class for making this possible. But there are a few people that I'm really very thankful for. And I'd like to thank, first of all, Vanessa Carvalho. Vanessa, I mean, she comes in 2-3 times a week and just says, what do you need? On her breaks, she comes and helps the kids do math. She helps me do assessments. She's a friend that I can always count on, and she's our videographer today. It was a surprise for her. The next person we want to thank is my buddy and co-worker, and I can't live without her because she comes in my class twice a day, and she's a super professional. I trust in her work, and I really wouldn't have made the whole year without her. She works with your kids every day, and that is Fernanda. So. Person we could not live without, who does all the dirty work and is never seen. She is really the mastermind behind a lot of these things that happen here at school. The passes, the help in class, the international orders, the materials, the kids that are crying, the kids that get lost in school, the kids who miss the bus. She does it all. And she was the pilot inside the time machine today. Fan Lee. Finally, as a class, we needed a mother. She stepped up to the plate and did all that work outside of the classroom and made our celebrations so enjoyable. And she facilitated the communication among all of you. And Vanessa, thank you so much.
Can I speak?
Of course you can.
On everybody's behalf,
Oh no.
we'd like to thank Susan. I think that really there are no words to express how grateful we all are for Susan. This is just a reflection of that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Barbara has one more thing to say.
Do you want some refreshments outside? Do you want to join us for refreshments outside?
Yes, join us. Guys, everyone. There's a special cake that Susan needs